Hi everybody, good morning. I thought this would be the best way for this week to get a lot of information out to you. We're going to start our weekly huddle calls again next week. Wanted to do it this week, but unfortunately quite a few things popped up. So first I want to just say thank you for end of month. I saw a lot of you working over the weekend on it. I know this was kind of a tough one, having to redo our site applications. So hopefully this end of month, you are going to think of things on how we can improve for October. What are some things that you can do to set yourself up for success? Looking into this week, I will be doing one-on-ones once I get a chance to fully review your end of month and then reach out to you to set up a time, and we can either FaceTime or maybe I'll be able to visit your account and look at your numbers, participation, and things like that. Notification tab. You guys did a great job. I had about 80% accuracy on that. And again, for that notification tab, it's right down here at the bottom. And you just want to make sure that we are hitting everything. So I kept this one blank for a reason. You can see that we have our 9/4, our week ending dates for Friday, 9/4, 11, 18, 25. And we still need to go ahead and select 9/30. This will show corporate that we had a transmittal sent and your recaps. And then on my end, I'll be able to close you out with that one too. So most of you did it correctly. I appreciate your work on this for the month of September. However, just make sure we're hitting that last one and not leaving it blank before you send me your report. Talking a little bit about claims, a lot of you have been working with me, which is great, to figure out your claims and how we're going to process that for reimbursements. A lot of our applications are still under review. So if they are, a simple email to your representative and they go ahead and approve it, unlock it, modify it, change it, whatever we need to do. We just need to make sure if it is still not ready to submit those claims, we're letting somebody know, because then your district won't be able to receive any revenue until we submit those. Again, we're not able to actually submit the button, but we can process them and put them in with all the information. There's some, I guess, a big announcement. I got the email this morning that they are doing some more webinars for ODE. So if you guys haven't listened to the past ones, I highly encourage you to do so. They provide great information, not only for me, but for your district. If you're confused about something, you can ask a question to them and they answer it right there on the spot. You can answer by raising your hand. They use Teams, which we're all used to, or you can actually just put it in the chat box and they answer it very quickly for you. So I got a lot of questions that I had answered, not last week, I think the week before when they did these. So again, I highly recommend that you sign up. If you already signed up for the webinars a few weeks ago, then they automatically send you the invite. So there's one today at 2 p.m., Wednesday at 9, and Thursday at 2. If you did not receive any notification, let me know. I'll try to forward it off, and that way you can join at your convenience. And I'm going to show you how to sign up for training for the future. So if you're in CURS, down here at the training management, and you can see I already signed up for quite a few of them, so it's going to look a little different on my end than yours because I signed up. But go ahead and log in, and it's not showing that I can register for the webinar since I already did on the previous page. But if you go ahead and you can see, like mine, I already started it, and I would be able to put my completion date and the code. And this is actually a way that we can actually track our credit hours. If you go ahead and hit register for training, it will take you to the training that's available, and this would be available for you. And it lets you know if it's online in the classroom, if you have to drive there, which they're not obviously doing anymore. But you'll be able to see it, and then if you click the little mouse, it will let you actually sign up for it. So this one's actually not the webinar for this week. It's just a basic program training for schools that they're doing, but you'll see it if you haven't signed up yet. So wanted to navigate that with you. And again, let me know if you didn't receive the emails. They come from Charity for the webinar, and I can send that out, and then they'll let you join in as well. Moving forward, I want to talk a little bit about TRACS. Purchasing has been working hard on a lot of things, and before we get into some of the 4 ships, I would like to go over TRACS. This I know is what actually held some people up with end of month. So if we can work on this throughout the month before we actually get to our deadline, it might be helpful. Some of you reached out and said that when you go into your views, you couldn't add a dairy or United Dairy, whatever your dairy vendor is, in your view. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So everybody has the same master order guide. And since they all got redone this year, some of you might not have had to do this before with their categories. So you can see you have all of your categories here, all the way down. And this is actually Niles, but right here she has Snapple / 7-Up she gets an order from, and then she has her United Dairy. And what I'm seeing is a lot of you haven't put a category in for your dairy or Pepsi, Coke, if you have Hershey's, how are you separating that out, especially United Dairy, because that needs to be a separate line item in your inventory totals. So what I do is you have to make sure that you actually click on this category box. Don't click on the subcategories. Click on the actual category. If you scroll down, you can add. And what I did was I actually just put, you can name it United Dairy and then hit OK. I'm not going to hit OK this time because I don't want to have to delete it out. But once I did that, it pops up right here. And then you can do the same. I added Snapple or whatever vendor you need to add. This will help you when you need to print off your inventory extensions and put your inventory totals in Citrix. From there, you guys know, you can see I don't have any unassigned, but we need to keep up with this. So when you click on unassigned and you hit display, if it came up, we would be able to check the boxes and then assign it to whichever category it's appropriate for. So I am going in, I can't see it on my end. I'm actually under Niles, her actual TRACS page herself. If I go under mine, I don't see that from your end. So when I'm on site with you, this is something that I'll be looking at and helping you guide through any trouble that you're having with these categories. One thing that got brought up is the concern form. So if you're on Office 365, make sure you're pulling an updated concern form if you need to send that to Lisa Delatezzi and everybody else that's on that sheet. Gloves have been brought up a few times. You guys know everywhere we're experiencing a glove shortage, and the price gouge is pretty high. Right now we're looking around $98 for a case of 1,000 prep gloves. We're trying to get that down by negotiating the price, but you can see with the closeout of end of month, your paper and cleaning costs are a little bit higher than usual. So please make sure that you are working with your staff and ordering in the poly gloves. So use the thin gloves, use those for serving. And I know a lot of people don't like to use those, but it will help offset some of the issues we're having with the shortage of gloves. And just keep in mind that they run big. So if somebody usually wears a large and a glove, you might want to get the medium because the poly gloves run a little bit bigger. Another issue that came up was sausage. I didn't know people were having issues with the new sausage, so they're looking into finding another product. So if I hear of anything, I will pass along the word. Frito-Lay, they are actually shutting down their kettle chip line, so we will not be, receiving any of the kettle chips in from Frito-Lay. And the other thing that I put in this email was the new order guide that came out from Lisa. It's on the purchasing Office 365 portal, but I also put it on this email for easy access. Make sure that you are updating that to your desktop, and if you need to get it out to any of your employees as well. Moving on to menus. So November menus, again, let's get back into that routine once you're done with your November menus, which need to be done by the 15th of a month. Just shoot me a quick email and I'll log on to NutriSlice and I'll take a look at those. Don't forget about your holiday meals for November. Lisa and Jenna just sent out a, actually I have it right here, a pre-order for Thanksgiving for the turkey roast. If you need those, stuffing, if you want to get any cranberry sauce or chicken gravy, make sure you're putting how many cases and what you need so we can put a pre-order in for our Thanksgiving meal. I know we're all used to doing the carving station, and we know it's going to look a little different this year, but we still want to provide our specialty meal that we do annually for your district. So make sure we're putting that on our menu and letting me know what days those are. Once I see them, I'm going to go ahead and put them on my calendar so I can try to attend as many as possible. Since we're thinking of our holiday meal, let's start thinking about our special events. What are we doing? Are we going back to promotions? Are we doing a lucky tray day? Or are we doing, a special theme day for the students? Now that everybody's kind of back, we're running, trying to get back into this new normal. What are some things that we can do? Wellness Wednesday, I know, looks completely different. Can we actually do it behind the line and give them a sample for the day and give them that sticker that's on their tray? Maybe not to everybody out in the cafeteria, but maybe to those that are actually eating lunch that day. Something to help promote that wellness. We still want to get our name out there, make this exciting for the students to come in and eat. Another exciting thing that we have are chef videos. I watched a few of these. If you were if you're new, you saw a couple of these at Nutrition 101 this summer. But the videos are at the link at the bottom of the email. And just keep in mind, these videos are to be used as a training tool for you and the hourly employee in conjunction with the recipe. So they are actually attached to the recipe in Premier Edge, but they're under unlisted video on YouTube. So that means that they're not accessible to the public. So you cannot search for these videos. That's why the link is directly below in the email. They are working on making this a little bit streamlined, making it easier for you to get the video. So an employee maybe can use a QR code and maybe it would be on their recipe and they can look it up by a smartphone or something like that. But I wanted to point it out. I'm not going to watch it on here, but please click on the link. They are so helpful. It's really impressive what they did, especially like the mac and cheese one. If you see that people are making it different or having a hard time making it, it's a 2-minute video that shows you the start of the product to the end of the product. So I highly suggest that, you work with your cooks or anybody that's having issues with any of our products to look at this. When you do experience any of these videos, please just mention that in your progress report. I would love to hear some feedback on how people liked them, if they didn't like them, if you would like to see something else, just add those to your progress reports. Another thing I want to hit on is some corporate topics. So board meetings. I know I've been attending a few board meetings. I, check out maybe a district webpage and I'll see that there's a link and I'll put it on my calendar to make sure that I'm hitting those, and you should be doing the same. Now is a great time to make sure that we are on any virtual board meeting because we don't have to physically go to the district because they're not holding them for the public or anybody else. So we shouldn't have any excuses at this point. Try to get on for an agenda, just give a little update, let them know how hard you guys are working in your cafeterias to promote the free lunch, or maybe just give an update on your board report. The new weekly insider, I think I pulled that up. So the weekly insider is here, and Tina will be sending those out weekly. And it's really important to just take a look at these. It has some great information. Some things I want to hit on is this TNG Cares. So this is almost like a Moments Matter. So if you have anything you want to send to corporate, the entry for the recognition drawing is Friday, October 23rd. So you have to send it by the 23rd to be in that drawing. If you have any ideas that you want to share with corporate to get yourself on here, that's great. Go ahead and send that off. And I think we send those to Tina, if I'm not mistaken. So just make sure that we're reading these. I thought this one looked great, so just wanted to touch base on a few things that are on here. The Christmas party. So Christmas is coming very soon. The survey went out. It's a 1-question survey, so please make sure you complete that. And if you have any ideas, I think if we collectively think about how we want to celebrate the holidays this year as a team, if you guys have anything that you want to provide any insight, or maybe you hear of other companies doing, just let me know and I will be able to share that with everybody. Safety checklist this year has a new process. So if you just click on the link in the email, or you can actually look on Office 365, there's an electronic safety checklist procedure, and it gives you the schedule of when we're supposed to be finishing this, and it's step by step. So just make sure that you click on the right one. You are the school/commissary. There's a paper, and then there's the electronic version. And it actually, when you go down, it shows you the step-by-step instructions on how to complete this. So obviously, if you haven't done the electronic one yet, it might take you a few minutes, but this isn't something that should take you very long at all. It's on our end of month checklist, so this should be completed, and it will be on our mid-year reviews. So it's something that I know I would say most of you are doing, but maybe not in this version. So go ahead and take a look at that and put that on your calendar for a reminder on your schedule. Other than that, this is really all I had for our weekly huddle. I'm sorry it had to be in this type of format. Next week I'll send out another invitation and we can meet behind our team's computer, and I can see all your faces again, and maybe we can talk about some ideas that you guys are doing or things to promote your program. I love sharing those ideas with everybody, and I think it's very beneficial. If you guys have anything else for me, please let me know. Hopefully I touched on a few things. At the end of this video, I would like you guys to reply back to my email and just let me know a few things that maybe you've learned or caught your attention from, my 20-minute video that maybe you're going to apply for next month on your end of month to get that in a little bit sooner. So just want to make sure everybody is listening and I get the message out to everybody that it needs to get out to. And I hope you guys have a great rest of the week. Thanks so much, guys.